everyone, I'm Courage and welcome to the Answer the Call podcast. Join me in this safe space as we talk about everything from faith to leading a healthy lifestyle to relationships. After this episode, you'll be one step closer to answering the call God has for you. Enjoy! Welcome to the Answer the Call podcast. Oh my gosh, we're in episode 2. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for all of your feedback from the first episode. Y'all seem to like it, so it makes me really, really happy. But today, we're just going to dive right in. We're talking about self-worth today. This is something that I have been struggling with. Even more so after I released the first episode, I was just like, there were so many thoughts going in my head, even though a lot of people were telling me how much they liked the episode and how much it resonated with them. I was still having like, oh my gosh, like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, even though like I know, right, I have like a passion and a vision for this, but those self-worth, like self-doubt really, like, am I good enough? Are you really the one that should be doing this? Like, all those thoughts have been going on in my head like this past week. I want you to sit back and relax and come with me on this journey. This is so sensitive. This is such a sensitive topic. I haven't been like this my whole entire life. I definitely, when I was younger, like in middle school, I knew who I was and I didn't care if anyone didn't like me or whatever. I still kind of don't care if you don't like me, like on a socio-personal level, because not everyone's gonna like you. That's fine. But when I got into high school, that's really where my idea of, okay, who am I? Who do I want to be? And do I really think I can be this person that I want to be? Like, that whole delusion started. So, I want to tell you a story, and I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just, this is a pivotal story that I want to tell y'all. So, when I was in high school, I was about a junior. And I feel like this is where this whole like self-worth, self-doubt stuff kind of started. Like I said, I was a junior and I wanted, quote unquote, to be a healthcare professional. So I took health science. In that class, we basically didn't do anything. All we did was watch Bones. If you don't know what Bones is, it's a forensic show that was on, I think, Fox or something. But we watched that show and I was just so intrigued by like the concept of the show. Like, it was just really interesting. And on one of the episodes, there was an anesthesiologist that, I don't know, there was something with the anesthesiologist on the show. And I asked my teacher, I was like, what is that? And she was like, an anesthesiologist. And she explained what it was. And I was like, well, how much do they make? And she was like, oh, they make a lot of money. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, I definitely want to do that. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, like they make a ton of money. So I went home and I told my mom, I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I want to be when I grow up. And she was like, okay, what? And I was like, I want to be an anesthesiologist. And she started to cry with laughter. Like, she was laughing. And she was like, girl, please just stick to being a nurse, okay? Like, no, like, being an anesthesiologist, no, you can't do that. And I was just like, and I know, like, okay, for like some context, like, my mother is a Nigerian woman. So, like, in her mind, that's not like, that's nothing, you know what I'm saying? That's like not really a big deal. But like, to my little American sheltered mind, I was just like, why would my mom tell me that I can't do this? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would my mom tell me that? So I really just took that and I was just like, all right, well, maybe I'm just meant to be at this level and not go any further than that. Not to say there's nothing wrong with being a nurse. Number one, I really didn't want to be a nurse, and that was just shoved down my throat my whole entire childhood. I was not allowed to want to do anything else besides be a nurse. And number two, I just didn't really want to hear that from my mom. You know, like, I didn't want to hear that from her. Obviously, I love her. Like, she definitely had my best interest at heart. Like, she didn't mean no harm by it. But I didn't want to hear that from my mom when I was finally excited about something like a career. Even though, like, is it far-fetched? For me, yes, very much so. The amount of school and effort it would take for me to become an anesthesiologist, I wasn't really interested in doing it. But I mean, I didn't want to hear that from my mom. I don't want to hear that from anybody, really. So I really just took that, and I was just like, man, well, okay, I guess this is just the level I'm supposed to be at, and this is what I'm supposed to want. This is what I'm on earth to do, and that's it. This is just what my life is going to be like. And I really didn't trust at that point. Obviously, I was in high school, but I did not trust that God had a plan for me. At that point, I don't think I could really hear God's voice. Am I really like, because before that point, I thought I was like the best thing since sliced bread. And after that, I was just like, oh, dang, like, I'm really just a regular person. That kind of sucks. And there's nothing wrong with being a regular, but like, I'm not regular. I'm not a regular girl. I'm sorry. Like, that's just it. That's just how I see it. Like, that's how I see myself. I'm not regular. Nothing about me is regular. Nothing about me is baseline, is nothing. I got the pizzazz. I got everything. You know what I'm saying? I am that girl. I am that girl. Okay. And at that moment, I lost all of that. I lost it, and it's still like, I think that's like a normal thing for everyone. I'm still trying to get the pizzazz back of like, hey, like, you are this girl, bro. Like, no matter what stupid thoughts the enemy tries to put in your head, like, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you're not pretty enough. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're ugly, which is like, let's be real, it's insane. Like, all these stupid thoughts that the enemy put in my head, like, especially when I'm trying to achieve something, I'm just like, man, like, and I just let it eat at my spirit, and I don't see God's face, and I don't listen for his voice, because his voice is really loud and clear. You are beautiful. I created you in a beautiful way, and that is all the worth that you need. You know that you were created for a time such as this. You're created to do magnificent things, and I have a plan for you. So any outside voices, any negative or demonic voices that are trying to tell you, oh, you're ugly, oh, you cannot do this, like, this dream that you have is so far-fetched that it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, those voices, they're non-existent. They're not real. You need to focus on my voice. That's God. Focus on God's voice. And it's taken me so long, even to this day. Like I said, it's taking forever for me to just like relax and listen. Like, okay, like, no, I'm good. Like, all right, this is the right thing I'm supposed to be doing, because all these stupid thoughts are coming in my head, and I'm just like, man, I'm not good enough. Like I mentioned, this whole entire week after I released the first episode of Answer the Call, I mean, everyone, y'all are so nice, and you guys were telling me how great the episode was, and it was so beautiful, and I cried so many times. Like, everyone, y'all are just so nice and so sweet. But I was still like in my head, like, bro, are you really about to do this? Like, do you really think this is gonna pop off? Or, and I don't know, these stupid thoughts in my head, and I'm just like, ugh. And I just got myself in a funk. Like, I'm filming this episode on a Saturday. Like, this is supposed to be filmed on Wednesday. So I've been pushing it off. I'm just like, man, I don't know if I'm not good enough, like, or does anyone care? Or I don't know, like, these stupid thoughts. And I really just had to like sit down for a second and open my ears and my heart and my mind so that I can hear what God is telling me. Like, no, girl, I created you for such a time as this. Like, this stuff, like, what's happening right now is not by accident. There's no accident when it comes to God. Like, no, this is what you're meant to be doing. And God will push this out to whoever it needs to be pushed out to. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is show up and do your best. Open up your heart. And then God will take care of the rest. That really, so that's really where my heart posture has been this week. And I'm really trying to like mute out all those negative thoughts that the enemy is really trying to impression on me. And I've been dealing with that my whole life, and I feel like everyone has. And sometimes, I feel like oh, like a situation will happen. There's something that I want to do, and I'm just like, you know what? I can only reach level 5 of this, or there's levels to this life, right? I'm at level 5. This is the best it's gonna get. Where literally there's millions of other levels that I am capable of reaching, but just the negative self-doubt, negative thoughts are infiltrating my mind to the point where I can't, it's like tunnel vision. Like I can, or not tunnel vision, it's like blockers. Like I can't see anything above this level that I'm at right now. And I want to say to anyone who's experiencing this, like, it's gonna get better. Please just lean on God, lean on him, and trust him. Just listen to his voice, listen to what he has to say. There's places that God wants to take you that you haven't even imagined or thought of or even asked for. And when you get there, you're just gonna be like, wow, God, you really had this in store for me. Like, this is insane. Like I said this the last episode, like even me just being here, being able to afford all this is like, man, this is a level that I didn't even think was possible. It's something I dreamed of. Like I dreamed of being in this position. And now that I'm here, I'm just like, wow, God, you really showed out. Like, you really have more in store for me. I really am that girl. No matter what, like, the enemy tries to put in my mind or whatever self-doubt I have. No, like, you're really showing me that, no, you are that girl. Like, this, anything that in this life that you want, God will give it to you. Like anything that you want, God got you, and he will give you even more than you even asked for. And I just really want y'all to resonate with that, because like there's so many people that are dealing with all these negative thoughts, especially in society today, especially with how vast social media is. Like there's so many things, and you're seeing so much. So like it's so easy to compare yourself to other people, to other creators, to other people in your field, in your industry, even your friends, even people who are getting married or in relationships. If you're single, or if you're just not in the position that you want to be financially, you're seeing other people like get all this stuff, and you're just like, man, like I just don't really feel like I'm worth a crap, really. And God is like, no, you're worth more to me than you can ever know. Like you're just so precious we're so precious in God's eyes. Like it's just insane. And it's really hard to remember that when you're just going through the mud. Literally, you have all these negative thoughts. You're ugly, you're stupid, you're fat, you're a loser, no one's gonna love you, you're not capable of love, you're just useless, you're poor, you're never gonna succeed, you're just a useless individual. And getting through those stupid negative thoughts is so difficult, but you just have to lean on God. Right now, I'm currently in there. Right now, I'm going through a fitness journey, which is so difficult for me right now. It's so difficult for me right now because number one, I'm not losing the weight, okay? And number two, my diet is like, I want to change it, but my flesh is just like, bro, go order that Chick-fil-A and stop playing with yourself. Like, get on DoorDash, order that Chick-fil-A right now. And I'm feeding into my flesh. I'm just like, yes, I like Chick-fil-A. So I'm not seeing any progression. And then it's just like this vicious cycle of me working out and then eating like crap, and then knowing that my body cannot handle what I'm eating. Like, my body physically cannot handle it, and gaining weight. And then being upset, and then getting in a funk, and then doing the cycle all over again. I'm really like praying, y'all, please pray for me that this cycle is broken in the name of Jesus, because I actually can't take it anymore. Being in those type of cycles, it's difficult. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, because it's just like, I want to get better, but there's so many things that like I'm feeding into that are just keeping me trapped in this cycle of like stagnancy, and I hate it. I hate it. One of my favorite Bible verses that I want to share with you guys comes from Proverbs. It's actually a song. And I'm not going to sing to y'all, I promise, not yet. Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Y'all know the song. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Okay, I'm sorry. I told you I wasn't going to sing. But literally, that verse is basically what I was talking about. Trust God. A lot of the fear and the negativity that starts to bubble up really comes from doubting God, having fear. Fear and trusting God cannot be in the same unity. Like either you trust God or you have fear. Okay. And this verse is literally saying, like, trust God with everything you have, like every fiber of your being, and he's going to make the path straight. He's going to show you where to go. That's literally it. And, ooh, that was nice. I didn't come up. That was nice. But literally just trust God. And I'm even speaking to myself right now because, like I said, I'm in the thick of it right now. And I'm really just trying to open my ears up and listen and trust God and just know that he has a plan for me and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Another thing that I want to quickly touch on is a fear of progression and self-sabotage. Like I mentioned earlier with my workout journey, my fitness journey, I've been going through it. And of course, it's not a linear process, but I've been doing this forever, like since before the pandemic. And like, I'm noticing just now really that I'm putting myself in this stupid cycle of caring about my fitness, but not caring enough to actually change some of my terrible habits. Like, especially my eating habits are just piss poor. Okay. If you watch any of my YouTube videos, you'll see, like, I talk about that a lot. What I eat, it's not good. Okay. And I can work out, I can run, I can do all these things, I can do all the things, but if what I'm putting inside of my body is garbage, then I'm just going to be producing garbage. So, I feel like me doing some of those things, you know, like when you work out, let me speak from my personal experience. When I work out and I lose 3 pounds, bro, I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, 3 pounds. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. Okay, you deserve a treat, girl. Self-sabotage. No, I do not deserve a treat, even though Chick-fil-A is fine. There's definitely healthy, quote unquote, options that you can get there. But for me, I'm getting 8-count nugget with large fries, 6 honey roasted barbecue sauces, and a freaking Oreo shake. Like, that is not good. That is just gonna add, like, even double the weight back on. Like, no, dude. So I can understand completely. Like, I am a living testament of someone who continuously tries to self-sabotage herself. Okay. Not only that, with content creation, if you know me, you can look at my page. I've been trying, quote unquote, to create more content and be consistent, and I am not consistent, and it's killing me. It's just like, oh, self-sabotage. You know what you can put out is beautiful and aesthetically pleasing and blah, 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 whatever. But you're just not consistent. I'm talking to myself. I'm not consistent, and I'm just putting myself in a cycle of, oh, I have all this energy to create and blah, blah, blah. And I post for a week and then I disappear for 2 months. And then I expect to grow from that. And it just doesn't work that way. Like, no. Self-sabotage, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Because I really, like, that's something I also struggle with too, is self-sabotage. I always have these beautiful ideas. And thank God for the people that I have around me that really push me and like, courage. No, you said you were going to do this. No, you said you were going to be consistent. And they hold me to my word. Thank God for y'all, because without y'all, y'all would not be hearing my voice right now. Y'all would not be hearing my voice right now. Yeah, I have one last scripture that I want to share with you guys, and it is from Joshua. So this is Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And it reads, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." First of all, that verse has my name in it. Okay. I think that's pretty cool. He's commanded, have I not commanded you? Basically yelling at us. Do not be discouraged. Be strong and courageous. It's really hard to do, huh? especially when what you want to do is so daunting, like your dream or whatever goal that you have is just so big, and you're just like, bro, how am I going to achieve this? I can't do this by my own might, by my own work. I cannot. And God is like, I got you. Be courageous, be strong, don't be discouraged. I got you. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh, that's just so nice to hear, right? But the enemy doesn't want you to succeed, obviously. He don't want the children of God to succeed. So he'll just throw any stupid obstacle in our way, all these stupid self-sabotage, self-doubt, negative energy, negative thoughts, and we'll just be like, oh well, this is the truth. It'll be so much that this is like, you'll think that this is the truth when it's really not. You'll think that all the negative things that the enemy is throwing at you, like, okay, this is the truth about myself. This is really what I'm capable of. And God is like, no, this is not coming from me. This is not what I'm saying. And have faith, be strong, be courageous, and I got you. That kind of made me feel better. Nice. Yeah, that made me feel really better. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you're still listening, I love you. Make sure you rate the show. Y'all, please rate the show, because I really, really want this to blow up. I'll just be honest with you. Like, I want this show. Like, I have so many plans for this show. Like, no matter what the enemy tries to tell me or do or tries to discourage me, no, just like Joshua 1:9, do not be discouraged. And I'm not going to be. I have so much plans for the show, God willing, and I really, really appreciate y'all's support. Like, it means the world to me. It truly means the world to me that you guys support me. So yeah, make sure you rate the show wherever you're watching, and I hope that you have an amazing week, and I cannot wait. Oh, first of all, happy new month. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I cannot wait to catch up with y'all next Tuesday. Bye.